Hey everybody, welcome back to Boltgun. So this is, I believe, the last level, Chapter 3, level 8. I almost said 7 for some reason. And it's called No Fear. Not no, but no. Alright, let's remember the auto run. There we go, that's much better. I wonder if this is just like an arena fight. I mean, it would kind of make sense given what came before it. So, yeah. Yeah, that kind of seems like an elevator. And they give you, like, all the weapons at the beginning, more or less. So I think they might give you everything but the... Oh, no, they probably do. I wasn't paying much attention. They probably give you all the weapons. So... Okay, thank you. All the weapons, all the ammos. No vortex grenade. I mean, that'd be a little silly, I think. But, I guess let's get going? Question mark? Which weapon do I want to open with? Probably the heavy bolter. Okay. Confrontation inevitable. Conclusion of campaign likely close. Man, that's pretty epic. Oh, hi. Yeah, we should probably get out of harm's way, I suppose. Gimme. Alright. I will take that, happily. Fucking bloat. Ah, that's a pillar. Alright. This is another one of those cases where I do wish that some of these things were a bit more voice acted. Because, I mean, there's no way that you can freaking read that while doing all this. Budgetary constraints, perhaps? Ooh, that was a plasma, dude. I gotta be careful that... Oh, there's so many... No, stop it. Stop it. Okay. What the... Okay. No, don't climb up there, you dumbass. That's... Oh, fuck. That's a great unclean one. Alright, well, we need to take him out before he destroys my frame rate. Oh, cool, thank you. Is that a jump pad? I guess in this case it's actually not a bad thing because, well... Except for the... God! Nurglings are such pieces of shit. Like, they break this game engine so hard. Oh, well, that was a happy accident. I mean, it's like you literally, like, if there's any of them anywhere near you, it's like your guy's afraid of stepping on them. Like, I don't get that. Oh, jeez. All I know is this guy... What the hell happened to my health and shields? Okay, well thankfully this is here. Seems like there's at least a lot of resources, and the Great Unclean One is dead. So I wonder if this is more or less like a boss rush, except in this game... In this game, the enemies are... Generally speaking, way... Okay! Anyway, the enemies in this game, generally speaking, are way more of a threat than the bosses are. So, that's a thing. Oh, this is just the hallway of fucking annoyance. Well, I saw something when I was up there. I'm not sure what it was, though. God. Well, you know, where there's lesser plague toads, there's normal plague toads, and I'm not looking forward to that. Oh, what the hell was... Okay, what the fuck? Is he able to just randomly hit me? I guess that would be on brand for this game. Oh, so... Oh. Power up plus infinite ammo. Nice. Oh, yep, give me that. And I remember over here seeing that, yeah, 300 contempt, because I'm definitely going to forget about that. Basically anything that's on like one of these middle levels, I might as well just collect early. Oh, hi. I think I'll probably do that. I don't know if that's the best idea. Excuse me, sir. Has anyone told you to clean up your own goddamn mess? Did he just kind of blue screen? Did he just like give up? I don't know. Kind of looked like it. So now what? Another float drone. Okay. Yeah, that I think is probably the biggest crime, is the way that this game handles Nurglings. I just really, like, I'm fine with them, because they do a lot of damage, too, on top of everything else. Okay, it's like 15, but it adds up, because the game spams them, essentially. I don't know what that was. I'm just gonna call him Tumultuous Samuel. So, or Sammy, I guess. Oh. These plasma guys can die in a fire. Alright. Die in holy hellfire and such. There's no way this is just gonna be... Well, careful. There we go. Oh. Thankfully that one Nurgling was actually above me, so my melee attack worked. No, jeez. Just don't want to see you. Yeah, there's got to be like, I don't know, another final boss after this, maybe? I don't know. Because this guy's health is going down kind of fast. Oh my god, just sliding on everything. Nope, you're a Terminator. Hold on, was my Melta... Oh god, I did not mean to hit that. I did not mean to hit that. Dude, really? Just... okay, probably not the best use of that. No, those are Terminators. They're not Sammy. This guy needs to die, though. How did he get that shot off? Don't those guys have, like, a charge time or something? I mean, like, I literally couldn't even do this before he got a... Oh. Hate it. Alright. Okay, there's Sammy. So, we basically just need to... shove this in his face. Okay. Pretty sure he could see me through a wall. Well, we need to shove this in his face and pull the trigger a few times. How did that miss him? How the hell did... that had to have been like 1 unit off. Oh my god. I can't even... There's so much freaking... I was gonna say there's so much chaos. Oh well. There's so much chaos in the center that I can't even find the boss. Oh, that was an odd ledge grab, but okay. Alright. So many bloat drones. So many of them. Okay. I think he's dead. Looked like he was actually infighting, but whatever. It's like 18 Terminators in the center there, so, 18, I don't know. 60, I think I want to save that for whatever comes next. Because I guarantee you the grav cannon ammo is probably the most limited. And out of that too. Alright. Can you die, please? Okay, so yeah, there is definitely something next. Okay, so he just came back. How original. I wonder if he gets, like, added attacks or something. Okay. That did a lot of splash damage. What the hell? I also noticed the game didn't save between phases, and we're 10 minutes in, so, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Because, my god, if I find out that, I'm not noticing any different, but, or noticing anything different. Hopefully there's not another great unclean one back there, but... yeah, I'm not noticing, like, anything different in the way that this boss handles things, so... yeah. Oh. Okay, what hit me? I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot that could hit me. So, who the hell knows, but... yeah, I don't know. Oh, come on. I swear, they're like, oh, you have too much health, I'm gonna spawn a plasma guy in front of you. Alright, well, we haven't picked up a health. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, we, oh, jeez. I'm not even trying to say at this point. I swear if this is just, like, literally the same boss multiple times just to stretch out the length of this thing, that's gonna be kind of upsetting. Of course, then again, with the last couple levels being, like, kind of easy, I also wonder if the game was just maybe running out of time or budget at some point. Alright. What the hell is shielding him now? Oh, a Lord of Change. Okay. Who just wimped out and teleported away. Perfect. That's my favorite mechanic. Is when the bosses are too big of wimps to actually face the player. He says as he snipes them from afar. That was silly. Does a lot of damage. Can't say that much. Right, so... health. Perfect. I want to save the grav cannon whatchamothingy for Tumultuous Samuel. AKA Sammy. Did he seriously spawn the blue dudes? Ugh. I think I was caught on the geometry. Okay. And the fucking pink flame. One of the worst implemented attacks in this game, I think. Okay, did that seriously... oh my god, you know what? Okay, you're gonna have to just go ahead and die, please. Okay, seriously, it is seriously, when in doubt, spawn a plasma gun, dude. My god, it's just... wow, can't really... how do they only have a toughness of 4? Jeez, this thing was barely denting him. Okay, this is literally just... it's not even a boss fight, you're just fighting all the normal enemies over and over again so that you could eventually have an opportunity of killing the boss. Of course, then again, that's kind of been a pattern. This game's bosses have never really This game's bosses are really not good in terms of just being independent enemies. It's like the Great Unclean One. The only reason he's even a priority target is just because he spawns so many Nurglings that it'll destroy your average supercomputer. Anyway, I just need to get a freaking angle on that Lord of Change, which I can't do because there's so many random piss ants blocking me. Yeah, it's just plasma dude after plasma dude after plasma dude, and then randomly getting hit by the pink mist because, again, Doom did it better. Doom 2 did it better in 94. It's kind of a little crazy when you think that, like, they already had, like, the perfect Lord of Change in the Archvile. And just the fact that they, I mean, seriously, that is literally the perfect implementation for that. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a lore appropriate thing. I'll give them that, but from just a pure gameplay perspective, that is fucking horse shit. I don't care how much they nerf the damage. It is a terribly implemented attack. And meanwhile, more plasma guys, because that's all they spawn, because they know they do a ridiculous amount of damage. Did he seriously just get an instant hit? He has an instant hit beam weapon? Are you serious? What kind of crap is that? Okay, well, it's good to know that it's not just the pink mist that's badly designed. You don't have an instant hit attack that does that much damage. I don't care if it is a boss. Because, I mean, that, from what I can gather, it's completely undodgeable. That's literally, like, I don't even know. Maybe it's not as bad on lower difficulties, but it felt pretty broken to me. I mean, let's be real. Stuff like that isn't even a... It's not even just like a, oh, you should have played on lower difficulty. No, that's just straight up, like, they shouldn't have designed it like that because it's not fair on any difficulty. Yep, pink mist. Just got blasted by that. Oh, and then he just runs away like a coward. Perfect. Alright, well. Got more plasma juice, at least. To be fair, it seems like that beam attack is short range, but I don't know. That isn't. Alright, Lord of Change down. No more bullshit pink mist. Oh my god, just those guys. Pink horrors. Now, let's see. So, what do I do now? I could just basically nuke down Sammy. I know that there's that, infinite ammo and a damage power-up. And I have a vortex grenade. Or do I want to just assume rule of threes, spread out my items a little bit, because games do like to do that Lord of Three, wow, rule of three thing. I think I'll use Vortex now and save the power-ups just in case there's more, because Vortex should knock him down pretty quickly. In theory. I want to get rid of that Terminator first, though. Screw that guy. Alright, there we go. Grav cannon. Are you fucking serious? Okay, anyway. Nope, that was not the right grenade. Oh man. That is so broken. At least I have a broken attack. It's, I mean, granted, it's a rare one, but, yeah, it's kind of looking like I made the right choice. To be fair, that is a nice old-school gaming trope, you know? Unless it's one of those things where there's something that you just have to do. Oh yeah, save between phases because, again, 10 minutes. And my god, like if I died and had to redo a 30-minute fight... Oh, right? Oh, Samuel. Okay. Wait, was he just unguarded? Like, completely unshielded and... What the hell hit me? It said it was something... Oh, it might have been his splash damage. Okay. That makes some degree of sense. I mean, I don't like it, but it makes some degree of sense. Alright, get wrecked. Alright. Fucking bloat drone. I mean, realistically... Okay. Screamers of Zinch. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I've heard my buddy Prancer say it numerous times, and it just never really... I mean, let's be real, buddy. I don't pay attention to what you say. Oh boy. Love you. Look, you can't be friends with somebody for like 30 years and not have a healthy measure of disrespect for them, okay? You just can't. And you know what? The feeling's mutual, so it's all good. Guaranteed. Also, there's something delightful about trash-talking people who have no way of directly... Well, okay, maybe not directly responding, because you can leave a comment. But you know what? I'm in the free until he watches... Or in the clear until he watches this video, so, fuck it, let's do this. I forgot that it puts everything in slow motion. Samuel, you coward. Just... die like a heretic, I guess.
Excellent work. With the sorcerer defeated and the Mechanicus device destroyed, we bought Grya time. Now give me the fragment. It must be contained. Without this to power the device, the warp rift will begin to close itself. But this isn't over. The scars of chaos run deep. Who knows what foul entities linger here and on Grya? There are still heretics to purge. Ready your weapon.
Okay, well. Did I do that first? Yeah, I think I did. Nice. How on earth would you get all the kills? 8 secrets? How do you have 2? Huh. Curious. What did I miss? Alright, well, I mean, that was a final fight. Not crazy about the fact that the boss was literally just copy and pasted 3 times for 3 different phases. I mean, I don't know. I've kind of mixed feelings about that, because, again, I mean, the bosses in this game have been fairly underwhelming. Like, it's more or less just, they have some sort of annoying mechanic. With the Lord of Change, it's the pink mist. That's literally the only threatening thing that thing has, and it's so badly implemented that the Archvile does it better, and has done it better for almost 30 years. and then you have the Great Unclean One, whose power to destroy your frame rate and completely impair your movement is just unrivaled. Like, that's kind of goes in... I'm going to go into the negatives first about this game, because I figure might as well just get those off our chest. And these have been such repeated issues that it's kind of hard to really... I don't know. Maybe not hard to deny them, but I think it's definitely worth considering. So the Nurglings are horrible. And they're quick and easy. Like, if you have, like, the shotgun or whatever... quick and easy to take care of. If you're primarily facing Nurglings, it's really not a problem. However, the problem is when you have a lot of them and you're fighting a mixed batch of enemies, it's kind of hard to justify switching weapons constantly because of another issue I'll get into. But it really doesn't feel like they should be able to block you. It's like, I mean, I think it was on the Chapter 2 Level 8 video, where it literally, like, I was in mid-air, a Nurgling jumped in front of me, and it knocked me back. That should not happen. Like, those guys probably weigh 1/10 of what I weigh in all that armor. Like, I should be able to literally walk over them. Maybe have it slow the player down, but that whole thing, like, I mean, like, I really don't think their damage, attacks, or anything like that need to be changed at all. They're ankle biters, and that's what they should be, but they have this weird ability to completely grind the player's movement to a halt, and in a game that has such satisfying movement, that's just really a shame. I don't think they should be as much of an impedance as they are. Plague Toads, yeah, they're chonkier. They're fine the way they are, but with Nurglings, they're greater in number and manage to cause bigger issues in gameplay than anything else. So single-handedly, probably one of the biggest things that I would have changed was that. So that's the other thing. And kind of leading into that, the other issue that this game has, which is kind of more of a muscle memory thing. Most games have weapon switch buffering, so if you have like a weapon that has a long cooldown time or something, you can tap another weapon select key, and after the weapon's done with its cooldown, it'll immediately switch to the other weapon. Doom has that. Like, if you just, if you fire the BFG and then immediately hit 3, after the BFG is done with its thing, you're going to be switched to the super shotgun. With this game, you have weapons that not only have a long cooldown time, like the plasma gun, but the plasma gun's cooldown time is also not consistent. It depends on how close you are to overheating it. So trying to judge, like, after the plasma gun cools down, when to hit the other weapon button is kind of tricky. And you notice this was more of an issue in, like, Chapter 1 before I kind of got used to that. But, yeah, there were a lot of times where I would just basically face plasma myself because it just, like, I couldn't get the weapon to switch, you know? You shouldn't really have to just keep mashing the key for it to respond. That makes the game feel sluggish and unresponsive. With, if they would have had that weapon switch input buffering, then, I don't know. That would have made things feel a lot more streamlined when it comes to combat, switching weapons. But that was definitely a thing that made me less inclined to switch weapons. Because even with stuff like the Melt-A-Gun with a relatively short cooldown time, that still caused a problem. Because if you hit it during that cooldown window, it wasn't going to switch. And it just made it feel inconsistent. So that'd be number 2. Probably number 1, if we're being honest. It's kind of a big deal and probably an easier fix, I would think. What's the other one? Which is kind of, actually, yeah, is more proof that Nurglings are just huge issues in a small package. But the melee does kind of weird things. Like, it doesn't aim towards the center. Like, when you mash the melee button, it aims towards the center mass, which is good because if you use it on, like, a side mouse button like me, like, if you notice when I meleeed, like, there'd be a little bit of mouse jitter. It's because, like, if you're pressing the side button, it naturally pushes the mouse right. Or left if you're left-handed and have a mouse with that's either ambi or designed for lefties. But yeah, I mean, it's like even doing it like right here. If I'm holding the mouse kind of firmly, it's like you notice a little bit of waggle, but it's definitely more noticeable in gameplay when the whole screen is just shifting. And one of the issues with that is it doesn't lock towards the center of the target. It locks towards the horizontal center, and then it puts your vertical aim at a fixed point. It probably does that to reduce the amount of, I guess, the amount that your view would change. But in the case of Nurglings, it puts your crosshair too high. So what ends up happening is you, like, say you're aimed down at the Nurgling here. You hit the button, it snaps you up to here, over the Nurgling's head. Which means that melee, one of the main things that should be useful against the Nurglings, sometimes just doesn't work. And then there's other things like the charge not working properly over ramps. So if you have like a bunch of Nurglings that are kind of above you, there's not really a good way of dealing with them outside of busting out the shotgun. I don't know. It's mostly the things that I would polish with this game are the bits of behavior that make the game feel inconsistent. It's not actually inconsistent behavior, but when you're here front and center playing the game, it just doesn't feel like things are working quite the way they should. And the last one is kind of a minor issue. It's basically that the sound clips constantly. I think that might be, well, not constantly, that's a gross over-exaggeration, but the sound does have a tendency to clip if there's a lot going on. Which kind of leads to this crunchy, distorted sound, which isn't the best. And I think it's just mixing it too hot. Like, I think if they bumped back the mixing, like mixed it at about like a 80% target instead of 100%, that'd probably fix that. It's really, it doesn't happen super often. I was exaggerating a little bit with that, but I've noticed it a few times. And yeah, it's not as big a deal as the other stuff, but just thought I'd throw it out there. As for the goods, literally everything else, for the most part. Level design's a bit sketchy in some places. Like they do have a tendency to, in some levels, to make them a little bit too constrained. This game is really at its best when there's plenty of power-ups to pick up and you're in an open arena. Your mileage may vary based on difficulty, preferences to some extent, but really I think with the way that a lot of the enemy attacks work, they're kind of designed for more of an arena environment. Like, this game kind of seems like in some ways like it's leaning more towards like Ultimate Doom than Serious Sam. It seems like it should kind of maybe have leaned a little bit closer to Serious Sam in terms of the way that everything's opened up. Some of the enemies are a bit wonky as a result. It's like even the oh yeah, I guess you could put this into one of the cons as well. The way the aspiring champions are implemented. I mentioned before that it doesn't feel like they have any weight behind them because they could instantly round 90-degree bends. And speaking of Serious Sam, yeah, if they were implemented more like the Bulls, that would have been pretty awesome. And they still would have been a threat, for sure. Hell, maybe even buff their damage a little bit at that point. But make them better at flushing the player out of cover. Because right now, they're kind of just like... Well, they're kind of weird because they're actually the worst arena enemy, but when it comes to tight corridors, they're honestly a little broken. But anyway, going back to the positives, sorry, just tangents. But yeah, level design is generally good. Like, the arena design they have is excellent. As long as they keep it to like a relatively constrained size so that the AI can continue to work consistently. Yeah, like the final boss arena in this, I mean, despite the complaints I have about the final boss basically just being a copy-paste, it's solid. I mean, there's plenty of cover. It's the perfect size so that even enemies across the way are still pretty deadly. I don't know, overall pretty solid stuff. The weapons mostly feel great. There's a few things like the Volkite Caliver, which are just... They don't feel like they should be a slot 7 weapon, but they're still useful. Like, I mean, with that one, again, if you're dealing with a group of Nurglings, basically just microwave the whole lot of them to death. It works really well for stuff like that. It's just, it's weird that it's marked as being a strength 7 weapon when it really can't handle anything that's bigger than just a base level enemy without consuming all of its ammo. Movement, like I said, is great. The ledge grabbing is a bit finicky at some points, but I mean, overall, this is probably, like, the movement system in this game is probably one of the best I've seen in any sort of, like, throwback shooter. My main complaint about it is, and granted, it could be one of those things where it's just some of the secrets I missed were, you know, required a bit of parkour. But in general, it feels like there's a lot of areas you can get to that would just be really perfect for hiding a secret, but there's nothing up there. It's just, like, flat land. It's almost like, I mean, it could be one of those things where maybe they didn't flesh out the movement mechanics fully until later on in the game's development. So, like, a lot of those levels just didn't, you know, they didn't want to risk putting something somewhere inaccessible. I don't know. Either way, it's still kind of a shame. It feels like a missed opportunity, but I'm not sure what was going on behind the scenes. Difficulty curve, at least on Exterminatus, is very much all over the place. Like, in general, Chapter 3 was the easiest chapter, which really does not feel like it should be the case. Early Chapter 3 was kind of spicy, and it felt like things were really going to start escalating from there, but then at around, like, the halfway point, it just went and just dove off. Like, it just completely nosedived. I mean, there's me getting used to the game and being a lot more equipped to deal with this stuff that it threw at me probably had a lot to do with it. But at the same time, Chapter 2 in general, like, I'm sure if I went back and played Chapter 2 again, because I was fairly used to the game by that point, I think it would consistently be harder, in all honesty. Chapter 3, like, especially, like, what was it, levels 6 and 7, it just felt like an absolute cakewalk, which is really odd. Like, level 7 in Chapter 3 in particular just really did not feel like a penultimate level. Now, early Chapter 3, late Chapter 2, some of those felt like they could have been penultimate levels. So, I don't know. Could be one of those development issues. Could have ran out of time and couldn't really balance things the way that they wanted to. It could even be one of those things where maybe the difficulty curve is a bit more consistent on, like, lower difficulties. Because, I mean, I think most game designers, I want to say, probably do most of their balancing and tweaking on normal, which would make sense because most people are playing kind of in that range, especially in their first run. Most people don't just start up a game and go, I'm going to play it on the highest difficulty. Like, hell, even I don't usually do that. I think right here it was this was more of just like, you know, flexing on my friends, but ultimately it wasn't, in terms of difficulty, it wasn't really super high, I guess. So, I don't know. Please leave a comment just letting me know your experience, because I'm genuinely curious. But, alright, with that, like, 15-minute ramble, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So, this has been a wild ride. Really my first, actually second foray into 40K in terms of video gaming. Because, you know, the first being Dawn of War, the original. That was a good RTS. But, yeah, it was kind of fun, just sort of dipping my toes into this. And, hope you guys enjoyed. Anyway, so, I'm going to be doing something random tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure yet. Probably something Doom-related, just for funsies. And, next week I'm going to start playing the Quake 2 remaster, which came out at the absolute perfect time. So, I guess strap in for that. I think the last time I played Quake 2's campaign to completion was the year 2000. It's been a while. So, kind of looking forward to seeing how that is, how it aged, and what Night Dive did. Because, man, last time I beat the game, I still would have been in high school. That's wild. But anyway, I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next project. Take it easy.
story for the children. Sit on your knee. It's over.